Welcome to Community Pulse. I'm your host, Carmen Palmer. So often when people are referring to the treasures within their city, they're usually talking about either their favorite restaurant or their favorite place to shop. Today, I assure you that I have found the perfect treasure here at Trapp Elementary. In the library, not only is reading encouraged, but it has also become a place of meeting, if you will, where students are encouraged to have a service mind and a service heart. Let's take a closer look at how Baby Rhinos have unified this school. We are at Trapp Elementary with librarian extraordinaire Candace Rojas, who has been acclaimed by the Rialto School District for her efforts in beginning a beautiful service project for students. Candace, welcome to Community Pulse.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, can you tell us about this project? What is the name of the project that you've started here at Trapp Elementary?
Knitting blankets for baby rhinos, where we teach students how to knit just a square to assemble one blanket.
That's wonderful. Now, did you already know how to knit when you started this program?
No, I actually had to find out through YouTube videos over our 2016 winter break.
So what inspired you to start this group?
Looking at videos about baby rhinos and finding out about the situation, the poaching situation, which is extremely devastating.
Now, was there any story in particular that kind of prompted you to even want to get more involved with the project?
Yes, I read an article through the Dodo, which is an online outlet, about a Facebook group started by Sue Brown, who were knitting for baby rhinos.
I see, and as I recall, you once telling me that one baby rhino in particular had a special name.
Ringo, yes, Ringo. He was named after the Beatle Ringo Starr, who is a very passionate advocate for rhinos.
Wow, I never knew that.
I didn't know too much until I found out the videos about Ringo, making him my new favorite Beatle.
That's great. So how has this program manifested? So you just came in one day, you were knitting, or how were you able to roll this program out to the school and the students?
Well, during our winter break, I was really dedicated to learning how to knit. I never thought I was going to be teaching it, but finding that bringing my material did spark an interest with the students, and teaching them actually helped me learn quick too.
Yeah, and this is a story I've been wanting to cover for a long time. One reason being that my daughter Ava came to me and said, "Mom, I need some needles and I need some yarn." And I thought, oh my gosh, I've never done anything like that before in my life. My mom doesn't knit. We didn't have any grandmas or aunts or anybody in our social circle that knitted. So I asked her about this all of a sudden interest, and she said, well, it was Miss Rojas in the library. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to call Miss Rojas. And you probably remember that day.
I do.
I said, let me get this straight. My daughter wants to knit a blanket for a rhino. So it's gonna be huge, right? You said, actually, no, it's for the babies. And with that, it was her and Allison Guzman, who was also a student here in the same class that she was in.
Correct, yes.
And with those two, that was kind of the initial two people that you introduced to the program, right? And
Right.
now your program is, from what I understand, at close to 90 students.
Yes, we have a lot of signups and a lot of participation, which is extremely, extremely exciting for me to be able to share with those students. So ranging from first grade to fifth grade.
Wow, it takes a lot of patience. So you're teaching each student how to knit.
Yes.
Not only that, but you're teaching them how to be a part of a service that influences endangered species and other people across the world, right? In Africa.
Right. So at the beginning of every session, our first meeting, we just go over rhino facts and the poaching situation. Nothing graphic, but we do show them a couple videos so they can see how a baby rhino acts, and so hoping that they can fall in love with rhinos.
So what are the circumstances in which a rhino would be left orphan, and why?
Well, the poaching crisis is really very rampant because the horn itself isn't valuable, but the idea that it has medicinal purposes makes it a very lucrative black market. Poachers will sell it and make about $2 million off of just one rhino horn that's about the size of a pineapple. So the moms are being poached while the calves are being left to fend for themselves.
How is it that the horn actually will kill the animal? Is it attached in some way to, I don't know, a main vein or something?
No,
of that sort?
The horn is actually compressed of keratin, which is the same substance your fingernails and your hair is made out of. So it's not connected to the skull, and it can be cut, it can be actually sawed off just like your fingernail could be, but they usually do it with an actual saw because if the rhino's sedated. But it doesn't harm the rhino. It's when the poachers are in a hurry and have no they don't care about what happens to the rhinos. To them, they want the rhino just to stop moving to get the horn. So they would actually cut off half of the face, leaving them to suffer.
And what is the value of the horn?
There's actually no value. There is an idea that it has medicinal purposes, or it has already risen to a status symbol. So people showing that they have higher status will buy a rhino horn to give as a gift, showing that they it's a prestigious symbol now.
Okay, so how are the kids affected when they hear the news that there's these baby rhinos and the moms are being poached for a horn that's basically useless? How are the kids affected, and how do they want to participate with the overall cure, if you will, for the epidemic that goes on in the world?
Well, education is fundamental in having them understand that we cannot just kill off a species and just exploit it for a body part like the rhino horn. They see a baby rhino playful, and to tell them that people actually murder rhinos really does give them a sense of wanting to come every session, because we have really good attendance with the students showing up every Wednesday, and it's after school, so it's completely voluntary. They have permission from their parents to stay after school for about an hour once a week, and they seem pretty dedicated. Our attendance for the club sessions is very, very high. The students who start at the beginning usually come to the last day, and the progress throughout the time that they come to the club, you can see through their square how they progressed. And I think it also gives them a sense of achievement as well, a sense of pride that they're doing something physically and they have something to show.
So they're learning how to become service-minded and service-hearted, and they're learning a skill. They're learning how to knit. That's awesome. So each participant is encouraged to knit a square.
Yes,
in the program. Square. And how long does each session last?
Each session lasts about 3 months. We broke it up in the same way the trimesters are broken up. So each trimester is about 3 months, and once a week, they probably have a total of 11 sessions. So trying to teach them in 11 sessions is, we just want them to come and learn, but not expected to completely finish the square, because it's the effort and the time that they're spending is what's important.
Right. How long does it take for you to create a blanket, for instance?
When we worked with the Girl Scouts, we were able to complete, out of the squares that were that we were given by the Girl Scouts, it took me about a month to put the squares together and about 3 weeks to receive a picture with the rhino wearing that blanket.
So what happens to the blankets once they've been assembled?
I ship them to a contact here in the U.S., and once she receives enough blankets, she'll make one shipment over to South Africa to Sue Brown, who is the one who speaks to many organizations and decides what orphanage the blankets go to.
Okay, and the kids are able to see the results
Yes.
on a baby rhino.
Yes.
That must be very exciting for them.
They get very excited, and their enthusiasm is what I believe keeps them coming.
I'm excited to show our viewers some of the projects that the kids have made. Do you mind if we take a look?
Yes, let's go ahead and check them out.
Sounds great. Now this is the part I'm really excited to see. The work that the students have put into putting a blanket together.
Yes. These blankets were made from older students, some 3rd grade, some 5th grade, and you can see their progress as when they started and how they progress going upward, and they came out really, really good.
Yeah, I think it's great. I remember you sharing with me also that the older students help to mentor the younger students. So you're not just teaching how to knit all the time, you actually have assistants that are helping you.
Yes, the greatly needed assistance, because when the group is 30 students, it's very, very hard to give that hands-on, one-on-one attention. So the mentors really do help reduce the amount of students that have questions, because they're able to assist them right away.
Now, do you get assistance from any of the staff here as well?
I do. Miss Pong has been helping me since the very beginning when I first started during the recess, and she came and helped me not only teach, but she brought some of the materials that we needed.
Now, that particular piece of a blanket, anyway, that you have in front of you, isn't that a contribution from her class?
Yes, she actually did a project, and it covers many different subject areas, but she was able to have each of the students weave a square, and she assembled it, which will be the center of our blanket that we'll send.
Oh, that is beautiful. How many blankets are you hoping to send?
We're looking at about one, because each blanket has to be about 5 foot by 5 foot. So with the squares that we're receiving, we're hoping that we can assemble one blanket that will be from our whole school.
Great. Well, these are a great start. That's going to be a beautiful centerpiece. Now, tell us about the blankets that are right next to you. From what I understand, some of the teachers have kind of gotten into the whole conservation of rhinos as well, and they want to be a part of the project.
Yes, we actually had some blankets turned in by the preschool teacher, Miss Lizaraga, and Wendy Summers, who finished this beautiful blanket, and Heather Stewart, who is a former teacher but came back just to drop this blanket off, because they love the project and they love what it's about. So during their spare time, they're able to bring me blankets to send off.
And I'm sure it's such a beautiful effort also that the kids see that their teachers are also getting involved. So it's a community project that you're instilling here at Trapp.
Yes, it definitely is. And there's a lot of excitement when people understand what it's about, and that is for rhinos. So they get really excited for that.
Okay, and I know that a lot of service groups are also backing you. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the groups that you've been able to speak in front of and that have donated?
Yes, we are so fortunate to have the support of our Rialto Rotary Club. Thanks very much with the promotion that you have also spread, because the Rotary Club and BPW, which is the Business Professional Women of Rialto, have also donated not only yarn and the desperately needed materials to provide it for the students. like knitting needles, but they also gave us a check. But it really did let us run our club smoothly throughout the whole year. Right now, I think we're also gonna try and we want to get t-shirts. So for all the students who are participating, so they can have something to walk away with.
Oh, that's wonderful. They get to wear their pride on their shirts, saying that they're participants with the program.
Yes.
That's a great idea. So where do you see this program in 2 more years?
I definitely do want to stay true to the service project part of it and have the students really learn all year long that they can make a big impact no matter where they live, and they can still contribute time and effort, as opposed to money isn't something that, you know, they obviously can't do. So this is something that they can feel a personal satisfaction and achievement that they were able to be a part of something much bigger than themselves.
Candace, thank you so much for sharing your inspiration for beginning the group here at Trapp Elementary. It's been a pleasure to listen to your story, and I'm so glad for the success that you've had, and I wish you much more success in the future. If anyone wants to start a program like the one that you've started here at Trapp at their own schools, can they get a hold of you?
Yes, actually, we would love to expand, and they can contact me at my email address, which is krojas@k12.ca.us, and that is my email that they would be able to get a hold of me here at work.
That is great. Now, I really want to meet some of the kids from the program. Is that okay?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Now for my favorite part. We get to have a little bit of a conversation with some of the participants for the Rhino Blanket Project. With me today is Veronica. Veronica, welcome to Community Pulse.
Hello.
What is your favorite part about the service project that you're working on with Ms. Rojas?
Learning how to knit for the rhinos.
Yeah? How important is it?
Pretty important.
Yeah? What does it help them to achieve?
To get warmer because their moms left them.
Yeah? And how does that make you feel?
Pretty good.
Yeah? Do you tell your friends about it?
Yeah.
What about your family?
Yes.
Do they support you?
Yes.
That is awesome. So what about next year? You're in 5th grade, right?
Yes.
So next year, do you still think that maybe you want to support a project just like this?
Definitely.
Maybe you can get one started at your next school. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
That's great. I'm sure Ms. Rojas would love to help you with something like that. Good luck.
Okay.
What's your name again?
Hector.
Oh, welcome, Hector, to Community Pulse. What do you have here?
My knitting tools.
Yeah? So what are you going to make with that?
A square. It's like a blanket, but it's really small. But
It's a small blanket?
It's gonna be a big blanket, but my square might be small or big.
Okay. So what is your favorite part about the Rhino Project?
That you can help rhinos by knitting for them and making blankets so they don't get cold and get sick and die.
Yeah, what happens when they're without their mom for too long?
They start dying and no one will protect them if no one knows about it.
Yeah, you'd be sad without your mom, right? Oh, that would not be a good thing. You would need a blanket to keep you warm.
Maybe, yeah.
So it's nice that there's kids like you looking out for them. Don't ever stop serving, okay? Always find something that you believe in. That's awesome. Thank you for your participation.
You're welcome.
Let's do our cheer.
1, 2, 3.
Help us save the baby rhinos.
It has been said, grow a child up in the way he should go, and as he grows old, he will not depart. Thank you so much for having us at Trapp Elementary on behalf of Rialto Network and Community Pulse. Go forward and make a difference.